$2,147, that is the average Social Security check in 2026. And in most American cities, it barely covers rent. But in these 6 places, that same deposit hitting your account every month funds a life most people only dream about. And in some of them, it legally qualifies you to stay permanently. Let that land for a second. The income is not the problem. The location is. This is Horizon Society, and today we are breaking down exactly where smart retirees are living well in 2026 on $2,000 a month or less. Full budget breakdowns, lifestyle realities, and the visa pathways that most retirement content never bothers to explain. Start with the math most Americans are doing right now. $2,000 a month in a mid-tier American city. Rent on a modest 1-bedroom apartment in Phoenix, Austin, or Tampa is running anywhere from $1,400 to $1,800 monthly in 2026. That leaves somewhere between $200 and $600 for food, transportation, healthcare, and anything resembling a life. The Social Security check that was supposed to represent decades of hard work gets absorbed before the month even gets going. That is not retirement. That is financial survival with a different name. Now flip the equation entirely. The same deposit, different coordinates. Suddenly that number does not just cover the basics. It covers dinners out 4 nights a week, a cleaning person twice a month, private healthcare, and weekends exploring somewhere new. That is not hypothetical. That is what retirees are actually doing right now, and we are going to walk through every destination with real numbers. First up, Lake Chapala and Ajijic, Mexico. This is where American retirees have been quietly relocating for decades, and in 2026, the community has only grown more established. Ajijic sits on the northern shore of Lake Chapala, about 45 minutes from Guadalajara, and it has the largest concentration of American and Canadian expats in Mexico. The weather here is genuinely remarkable. It is often called one of the best climates on Earth. Spring-like temperatures nearly year-round, no brutal humidity, no harsh winters. Here is a realistic monthly budget breakdown for 2026. A furnished 2-bedroom apartment in a good part of Ajijic runs between $600 and $800 per month. Groceries at local markets come in around $200 to $250. Eating out is where it gets interesting. A solid restaurant meal costs between $5 and $10, so dining out frequently still costs under $150 monthly. Private healthcare and any prescriptions run roughly $100 to $150. Transportation, including occasional Ubers into Guadalajara, comes to around $75. Utilities, internet, and incidentals add another $100. Total, comfortably under $1,500 per month, leaving real breathing room from a $2,000 budget. The lifestyle upgrade is real. Local household staff, someone to clean, someone to help with cooking, costs a fraction of what it would anywhere in the US. The food scene is extraordinary. The social infrastructure built around the expat community means connections happen fast. There are art galleries, live music venues, English language theater groups, and a tight social calendar that many retirees say rivals anything they experienced during their working years. On the visa side, Mexico's temporary resident visa has an income threshold, and the specific requirement has been updated but remains achievable for anyone drawing Social Security plus any additional income or savings. Mexico is one of the more accessible pathways for North American retirees, and the proximity to the US, flights from Guadalajara are short and affordable, means family visits are practical, not a production. One thing most people get wrong about Mexico, it is not one place. The version of Mexico that exists in Ajijic is clean, well-organized, heavily Anglophone, and built around quality of life. It is nothing like the caricature that keeps some retirees from considering it. Next, Panama City, Panama. Panama is in a category of its own, and here is why. It is the only country on this list with a formal retirement residency program specifically designed to attract foreign retirees, and it is one of the most generous in the world. The Pensionado visa requires proof of a lifetime pension of just over $1,000 per month. Social Security qualifies. Once approved, retirees receive a package of discounts that reduces the cost of living significantly. Discounts on healthcare, transportation, entertainment, utilities, and restaurant meals. These are legally mandated benefits, not promotional offers. Panama essentially rewards retirees for choosing it. Budget breakdown for Panama City in 2026. A modern 1-bedroom apartment in a quality neighborhood like El Cangrejo or Marbella runs between $800 and $1,100. Food costs, with a mix of local markets and occasional Western-style groceries, average around $250. Healthcare, even without the pensionado discounts factored in, is dramatically cheaper than the US. A doctor visit runs $20 to $40. Transportation in the city using ride shares and the metro system costs under $60 monthly. Entertainment and dining out, around $150. Total comes to roughly $1,700 to $1,800, which still leaves margin. Panama uses the US dollar. That matters enormously. There is no currency exchange, no watching the peso or baht fluctuate, no financial anxiety around conversion. The infrastructure is modern. High-rise apartments in Panama City feel genuinely cosmopolitan. English is widely spoken in business environments. The country is politically stable with a functioning legal system. For anyone arriving and figuring out the logistics on the ground, a Saili eSIM link is available in the description for mobile data coverage while getting settled. The counterintuitive thing about Panama, it does not feel like a compromise. People do not go to Panama and feel like they downgraded. They go and wonder why they waited. Third destination, Chiang Mai, Thailand. Chiang Mai has been on the expat radar for years, but in 2026, it continues to outperform expectations. The city sits in northern Thailand, surrounded by mountains and temples, with a vibrant food scene, excellent private hospitals, a huge international community, and a cost of living that makes $2,000 feel like genuine wealth. Realistic 2026 budget. A comfortable one-bedroom apartment in a quality area, fully furnished with air conditioning and often a pool, runs between $400 and $600 monthly. Food is where Chiang Mai genuinely shocks people. Eating extremely well at local restaurants, pad thai, curries, grilled meats, fresh fruit, runs under $150 per month. Western food and imported goods cost more, but even with a mixed diet, groceries and dining combined come in around $250 to $300. Private health insurance through a reputable provider costs around $100 to $150 monthly. Transportation via motorbike rental or rideshare apps runs about $60 to $80. Internet, utilities, and lifestyle spending round out to around $200. Total, under $1,300 per month, which means on $2,000 there is meaningful surplus. That surplus becomes travel within Southeast Asia, savings, or simply a higher-end lifestyle within Chiang Mai itself. Thailand's retirement visa, formerly called the non-immigrant OA visa, requires showing 800,000 Thai baht in a Thai bank account, which is roughly $23,000, or a combination of income and savings meeting that threshold. For those who qualify, it is renewable annually. Thailand has also introduced a long-term resident visa category targeting specific income and asset levels. The pathways exist, and the expat community in Chiang Mai is large enough that navigating them is straightforward. Healthcare quality in Chiang Mai often surprises Western retirees. Private hospitals like Chiang Mai Ram are modern, English-speaking, and priced at a fraction of US equivalents. A full physical with blood work and consultation costs what a US copay alone would. Which brings us to a destination that is changing the equation fast: Da Nang, Vietnam. Da Nang is positioned differently from the others on this list. It is younger as a destination, still emerging in terms of the expat retirement infrastructure, and that is actually part of the appeal. The city sits on Vietnam's central coast, beaches running directly into the city, mountains visible from the shoreline, a modern international airport, and a rapidly developing food and lifestyle scene. Budget for Da Nang in 2026. A good one-bedroom apartment, modern building, near the beach or in the city center, runs between $350 and $550 per month. Food costs are exceptionally low. Eating well at local Vietnamese restaurants is genuinely under $1 to $3 per meal. A realistic monthly food budget including some Western dining runs around $150 to $200. Healthcare costs are low, though private international standard clinics are recommended and still affordable. Transportation by motorbike or taxi runs under $50. Lifestyle spending around $150. Total, under $1,200 per month. Vietnam's visa situation is the one complexity. Long-term residency pathways are not as formalized as Panama or Colombia, and many retirees currently operate on tourist visas with periodic renewals, though Vietnam has been expanding its e-visa and long-stay options. It is positioned here as an emerging opportunity, one that rewards early movers who want maximum lifestyle value while the infrastructure catches up. For checking flight prices into Da Nang or any of these destinations, Kiwi Flight Search is linked in the description. Now, Tbilisi, Georgia. This one catches people off guard, and it should. Georgia, the country at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, has become one of the most quietly popular expat destinations on Earth, and the reasons are stacking up. Budget breakdown for Tbilisi. A furnished two-bedroom apartment in a solid neighborhood like Vake or Sabertalo runs between $500 and $750 monthly. Food costs are remarkably low. Georgian cuisine is rich and varied. Dining out frequently costs almost nothing. Groceries at local markets are inexpensive. Total food spending around $150 to $200. Healthcare is affordable and improving year by year. Transportation is practically free by Western standards. The metro costs pennies, taxis are cheap. Lifestyle and entertainment spending, $200. Total, well under $1,400 monthly. Georgia allows foreigners to stay for a year without a visa, and the country has one of the most straightforward long-term residency processes for those who choose to stay. There is no minimum income threshold blocking access. The country operates with low flat tax rates and a government philosophy that actively welcomes foreign residents and investment. Tbilisi itself is architecturally stunning, a layered city of Orthodox churches, Soviet-era buildings, and renovated Old Town neighborhoods sitting above the Metkvari River. The food culture is extraordinary. Georgian wine, one of the oldest wine traditions on earth, is excellent and local. The social scene is warm, and the expat community has grown substantially. This is the wild card on the list, the one people sleep on, the one that tends to generate the most "why didn't I know about this earlier" reactions. Final destination, Medellin, Colombia. Medellin's transformation over the past 2 decades is one of the more remarkable urban stories in the world. The city went from a name associated with danger to a destination that consistently ranks among the most innovative and livable cities in Latin America. In 2026, the expat community here is sophisticated, the infrastructure is modern, and the cost-to-quality ratio remains exceptional. Budget for Medellin. A quality 1 or 2 bedroom apartment in El Poblado or Laureles, the most popular expat neighborhoods, runs between $600 and $900 monthly. Food is excellent and inexpensive. The city's restaurant scene has exploded, and eating well does not require spending much. Total food and dining budget around $200. Private healthcare is world-class and affordable. Medellin has become a medical tourism destination in its own right. Transport via metro, cable cars, and Uber-equivalent apps runs under $60. Lifestyle spending around $150 to $200. Total, between $1,200 and $1,400 per month. Colombia's pension visa, Visa de Pensionados, requires a monthly income of approximately 3 times the Colombian minimum wage, which in 2026 translates to roughly $900 to $1,000 per month. Social Security alone often meets or exceeds this threshold. The visa grants legal residency and a pathway to permanent status after 5 years. The climate in Medellin is often called the City of Eternal Spring. Sitting at roughly 1,500 meters elevation, temperatures hover between 65 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. No air conditioning needed, no heating needed. The social life for retirees is active and growing, with regular expat meetups, Spanish classes, cultural events, and an arts scene that rivals much larger cities. For anyone beginning the accommodation research phase across any of these cities, hotel and apartment options can be explored through the Expedia link in the description. Here is what ties all of this together. The retirement system in the United States did not fail these retirees. The geography did. $2,000 a month is not a poverty-level income on a global scale. It is a middle-class income in many developed nations, and an upper-middle-class income in many of the world's most beautiful, livable cities. The retirees who are living well in Ajijic, in Medellin, in Tbilisi, they did not get lucky. They made a decision that most people never consider, because nobody frames the option clearly enough. This is geographic arbitrage applied to retirement. The income stays the same, the purchasing power multiplies, the lifestyle upgrades. And in most of these countries, that income level does not just fund the life, it legally establishes the right to live there. Mobility is leverage. Choosing where to deposit your retired self is one of the highest return decisions available. Most people treat retirement location as a given. You stay near where you worked, near what you know, and you stretch whatever income you have to fit a cost structure that was never designed with retirees in mind. The retirees doing it differently are not running away from something. They are running toward a version of retirement that actually looks like what was promised after decades of work. The question is never whether $2,000 a month is enough. The question is always, enough for where? Which of these 6 felt like the strongest match? Drop it in the comments. The location is the variable. Everything else is already in place.